Okay, so here we go. I'm here at the studio space. There's my mat, my bolster. So I'll go ahead and meet you on the mat. And for ease of our body, we're just gonna go ahead and lie flat on the back. If you have a bolster or if you grabbed a pillow, let's just bring it underneath our knees to bring some ease into our low back. And just let yourself get comfortable. Allow the body to just relax back. The arms and the legs really can be however they're comfortable. It does not matter. I do want to ask you to go ahead and tuck your chin in a little bit. It's just going to relieve any pressure that we're feeling in our neck. A lot of us carry tension there. And if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and close the eyes. And let's just start to settle in for our practice today, going inward. So starting to listen to your body, kind of noticing where we're holding on to physical stress, tension in the body. Just take a moment and just let the body begin to melt. I like to tell my students to just do a scan of the body. Start at the crown of your head and work all the way down to the tips of your toes, letting that tension just start to drain away from your muscles. We could imagine it just draining from the body and sending it down into the earth, allowing it to leave. It no longer serves you, so just let it go. Allowing our forehead to soften. Turning the gaze down towards the nose. Even though the eyes are shut, it's just going to allow the space behind our eyes to soften, to relax. Move into the muscles of the cheeks, around your ears. Allow the jaw space to unclench. Soften through your neck and let your shoulders become heavy, as well as your limbs, your arms and your legs. Soften your hands and your fingers. Your feet and your toes. Check in with your heart center, or Anahata chakra location, allowing that space to open. And relax through the spine. I want you to go a little bit deeper now, going a little more inward into the body. And just beginning to focus on your lungs. So notice your breath pattern. I would imagine that a lot of us right now have pretty rapid breathing. It's kind of short due to a lot of anxieties in the world at this time. So I want you just to take a moment and notice your breath. Notice what's going on with, in yoga, what we call pranayama. That's the breath. So just take a second and listen into the body. And just start to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. So we're going to start to work into what we call Ujjayi Pranayama in yoga. It's generally the breath that accompanies the practice. So just let your tongue float up and let it touch the roof of your mouth gently. Restrict your throat space just a little bit, just a smidge. And then start to breathe in and out through the nose. Now we want to lengthen the breath. So when you're inhaling, and it might take a few breath cycles to kind of start feeling the flow of the pranayama. Sometimes it can be a little, uncomfortable at first. We're not used to it. So when we're breathing in, we want to focus on filling up our lungs, and when we do that, there's this expansion that happens in the torso. So it starts down at the low belly, and then it moves up, and our rib cage will actually expand. So we'll feel the ribs expanding, and then finally it's going to move up around our heart. So this space up here will also expand. So just start breathing in deep. And as you exhale, just let it release in the opposite direction. Allow yourself to just really zone in on the breath. We should start to notice the sound of the breathing. It's this smooth noise. It reminds me of like an ocean wave or wind blowing through trees. Just allow a time here for the breath to really do the work. So the breath is such a huge part of the practice of yoga. The Ujjayi Pranayama will engage our parasympathetic nervous system, allowing the mind and the body to begin to calm down, which we all need right now. So our muscles will start to feel more relaxed. The body might start to feel more heavy on the mat. And the mind should start to feel a little bit more at ease, a little bit more light. Now our goal here through our entire practice is to keep the breathing and the pattern of the breath just as it is now. I'll remind you through the practice. I know sometimes it's hard to remember. It's interesting that we need to be reminded to fully breathe. So if you think about when you wake up in the morning, and you go on about your day, you start to get ready for the day, eat breakfast, maybe get your kids ready for school. Whatever the case may be, I guarantee you don't ever notice your breathing. So yoga really brings us into the breath, taking notice to it all the time. Now before we bring in our physical body and start to move a bit, I like to have my students set a focus for their mind. You could call this an intention, a point of focus, a prayer, whatever suits you, however you want to think about it, but an intention would be something to just help keep our mind rooted. If you're like me, if I don't set my mind on something positive or an affirmation, a prayer, something, I will allow my mind to kind of go all over the place. What we call in yoga the monkey mind, okay? And we're wanting to silence that monkey mind during the practice. One of the things I generally use during my time on the mat are affirmations. So one of my favorites, and maybe you just use this one for today, is I love and approve of myself. I trust the process of life. I am safe. I'll repeat that again. I love and approve of myself. I trust the process of life. I am safe. Giving credit to Louise Hay for that affirmation from her book, You Can Heal Her Life, or You Can Heal Your Life. Very powerful affirmations. This one specifically I use all of the time. It's good for anxiety, something I've always kind of dealt with since I was young. So what I want you to do is breathe that intention into your mind, into your heart. So take a nice long inhale while you think and repeat that intention in your mind. And fill up your entire being with it. So fill your mind space, fill your heart, fill your limbs, your arms and your legs, your torso. And just let it consume you. Connect back to your breathing, the Ujjayi Pranayama. And we'll start to bring the body slowly into the practice. So as you're ready, go ahead and let's take our inhale. When we do that, we're going to come into what we call Apanasana, knees to our chest. So just let your knees come in. Rest your shoulders down a bit. Maybe you bring a little movement into this, just rocking side to side or front to back, massage through your spine. Take a couple of deep breaths in. And as you find an inhale, let's take our legs and bring them up into the air. Now what I want you to do, you have a couple options. Maybe just bring your hands underneath your low back by your sacrum. Maybe use your pillow or your bolster underneath your low back. Tuck your chin in a little bit, let any pressure get out of your neck. Straighten the legs as much as you can and flex your feet. So think about pushing through your heels and drawing your toes towards your forehead. Just breathe here. Every single time that we exhale with Ujjayi Pranayama, I want you to imagine pulling your navel in and up. This is going to engage the core body. And also activating Uddiyana Bandha. Okay, this is a lock of the pelvic floor engagement of the core body in yoga. Maybe take a moment here and stretch your joints, your ankles. So maybe we just point our toes towards the sky. Maybe we circle with our feet. As you exhale, go ahead and bend your knees. Let's bring our feet flat to the mat. So we'll have to scooch our bolster out of the way if we still just had it on the mat here. And let's bend the legs. You can bring your hands or your pillow or bolster up from the low back. So just let your arms and your hands rest wherever they're comfortable. Bring some distance in your feet. So walk them apart, keeping the knees bent. And just do some little windshield wiper movements to bring a little warmth into hips and spine. So inhale. And when you exhale, let's drop the knees to the left. Couple of breaths here. And as you inhale, find your center. Exhaling, knees to the right. Excuse me. Couple of breaths. Inhale, finish your center. And we'll exhale, knees back to left. Inhale up to center. And we'll exhale, knees to right. Inhale, find your center. Let's walk our legs back together. Find an inhale, coming back to Apanasana, knees to the chest. So just hug them back in. Maybe we bring our head up off the mat. Draw your forehead close to your knees. Take a couple deep breaths. Find an exhale, let your head release down. Inhale, we're gonna take our time and come up. You have a couple options here. I roll up to my seat, but that might not be accessible for everybody. So and that's okay, don't worry about it. If that's not accessible to you, maybe just roll onto your right side and kind of come into a fetal position here. Use your left hand, push your belly up, okay? So maybe taking the easier route. We're gonna grab our pillow or our bolster, and we're gonna meet comfortable seated position. So sit up on your bolster. It's gonna allow the hips to lift and our knees to relax. We're gonna let our hands just rest down on the knees. Take your shoulders and go ahead and peel them down and back, allowing the heart space to open up. Let's just close the eyes and take a couple deep breaths here, remembering Ujjayi Pranayama. Nice long inhales. And extending the exhales. Take your inhale. And when you exhale, let's just look to the left side. So just moving our head to the left. Bringing some gentle stretching into our neck. As you inhale, find your center. And let's exhale, looking to opposite side, to the right. Couple of breaths, this side of the body. Inhale and find your center. As we exhale, let's drop the left ear towards our left shoulder.
Now pay attention to the left shoulder. So do not let the shoulder come up to meet your ear. That's tension. We don't want to do that. Let it release down. So we're going to let the left ear come over towards the left shoulder. Let's just breathe into the neck here. On your next exhale, move your head so that you're looking down the left side of your body. So just a gentle stretch through the neck. And as you exhale, stretch, release. We'll inhale, bringing the head up to center. As you exhale, switching sides, right ear to right shoulder. Find an exhale and look down the right side of the body. Keep the shoulders relaxed and check in with your jaw. Are you still released through the jaw space? A lot of us hold tension in that area of the body. And as you exhale, allow release. We'll inhale, head up to center. Now let your hands come off the legs. Move your shoulders, just roll them down and back. Maybe you want to do one side at a time. Maybe one shoulder moves on its own at a time. Maybe you do both. Roll them out. Get that tension away from your shoulders. Remember to breathe. Maybe we switch direction with the movement. So maybe we roll forward. One at a time. Together. When you're ready, bring your hands back down to the knees. Peel those shoulders down and back. Shine through your heart. Go ahead and swap your legs out. So whichever one's on the top, bring to the bottom or front to back. Just kind of resituating. Take a moment here, rock back and forth, and find your sit bones. There are those two bones in the bottom where we root in, where we hold our balance on the mat or your prop. So just make sure we're rooted in there. We're sitting up nice and tall from our tailbone all the way up to the crown of our head. Okay, so nice tall spine. Chin, again, tucked in just slightly. Take a breath here. We're going to move through cat and cow from our seat. So as you inhale, draw your spine forward, drop the head back. And exhale, we're going to round the spine back and tuck the shoulders in. Drop the head. And inhale, back to your cow. Exhale into cat. Now just take your time, move with your breathing, so inhaling to cow, and exhaling to cat. Move with your breath. We're just going to do a few sets of these, bringing warmth through the spine, through the heart, our neck, and our shoulders. One more set. And let's inhale up to a neutral spine. Full exhale here. And as you inhale, reach your arms out to a T. Let your palms face forward. Open up through the heart. Maybe lift your head. And exhale. We're going to hug the arms in. So give yourself a nice big hug. Inhale, opening back up. And exhale, hugging in. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, hugging in. Try to switch the arm that's on the top when we hug in each time. So inhale, open up. And exhale, we hug in. Couple more. Inhale, open up. And exhale, hugging in. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we hugging in. Okay, inhale, reach it back up. Full exhale here. And on the inhale, reaching our arms up to the sky. And we'll exhale, bringing our hands down into prayer. We're gonna move off the seat. So take your time. It doesn't need to be fancy and quick, okay? Yoga is designed to help us be patient and content. So move your prep out of the way. We're gonna meet on the hands and the knees. So take a moment here and find your alignment. We want our wrists to be below our shoulders, our knees below the hips. Try not to retract your shoulder blades. So if I do that, my heart center kind of collapses down. Protract your shoulders, so pull them apart so that there's a nice, strong, stable position through the shoulders. Also, notice your wrists. Don't dump into your wrists. So spread out your fingers and maybe just kind of press through the palms of your, or the pads of your fingers to kind of lighten the load in that wrist space. When you're ready, let's take an inhale, reach our right leg back, tuck your toes on the mat, and then just push back and forth through your heel. Just warm up your legs a little bit. Breathing here, softening the jaw. Breathing into calves, into the toes, and into the feet. And we'll exhale, bring the right leg in. And we'll move to the other side. So left leg back, tuck your toes on the mat, and then begin to push back and forth through the heel. Bringing warmth and energy into the legs. And exhale, we'll bring the left leg back in. Now we're going to take our right leg back on an inhale. We're going to keep it up though in the air. Flex your right foot, and then when you exhale, take your right foot over your left leg. Tuck your toes on the floor. Push through your right heel, and then take an inhale. When you exhale, look over the left side of your body and find your right toe. Stay strong through your shoulders. And breathe. And as you exhale, release it in. And we'll move to the other side. Left leg back on the inhale. Keep it up off the mat. Flex the foot, and then exhale. Left foot over the right. Tuck your toes, push through the heel. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, look over the right side of the body, fighting those left toes. A couple of breaths here. Exhale and bring it in. Now we're going to do a couple more rounds of cat and cow from this position. But what we're going to do is bring a little bit of dynamic movement into cat and cow. So go ahead and tuck your toes. As you inhale, drop the spine, lift the tailbone, push through your heart center and lift the head. When you exhale, round the spine, draw back into a little mini child's pose, head and neck relax. Inhale, pulling back to cow. So push through the heart and exhale. Just work through this on your breath. So inhaling to cow, exhaling to cow. Move with your breath.
One more set. Let's inhale, coming up. Untuck your toes. Line the body up, wrists below our shoulders, knees below our hips. Take a breath in. When you exhale, look to the right side of the body. Just form a C shape of your torso. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhaling to right. Inhale to center. And exhale to left. Inhale, find your center. And when you exhale, let's sink back to child's pose, Balasana. So bring your toes together, knees wide, and let the arms reach forward. And rest your head and your neck. So generally, the forehead would rest down against the mat. If that is not possible for you, don't worry about it. Maybe bring your pillow or your bolster underneath your head. If you had a yoga block, you could bring that underneath your head. Just let the body rest. Connect to the breath here. Ujjayi Pranayama. Let the shoulders soften. Release through your jaw. Check in with your mind. Has it begun to wander? If it has, which I'm sure a lot of us have the wandering mind already, or the chatter working back in. So if that's you, it's okay. Make peace with any thoughts that are coming up. And set yourself back on that intention. I love and approve of myself. I trust the process of life. I am safe. On your next inhale, lift the body up slightly. We're going to walk our hands over towards the left side. What I want you to do, so the low half of the body is still basically in Balasana, child's pose. We're going to take our right hand. We're going to set it on top of our left hand. Okay, now take an inhale. And when you exhale, you're going to lower everything down. So we're just getting a nice side stretch here into the right side body. Try to breathe into your right lung. Fill that right lung up. On the next inhale, lifting slightly, and we'll walk back to center. Now moving to the other side. So we're working to the right side. Bring your left hand on top of your right. Take a breath in. And exhale, releasing everything down. We want a good, comfortable stretch, no pain. Find the breath here. On the inhale, we'll rise it up. And we'll walk our hands back to the center. Next inhale, rising, hands and knees. Tuck your toes. And we're just going to stretch out our feet. So have some distance between your knees. You're going to draw your hips back. Okay, so we're kind of sinking back. Let your forearms just come to your mat. Head and neck rest down. Soften through shoulders and just send some breath into the feet, into your toes. As you inhale, work your way up. Let's go ahead and untuck the toes. And we're going to take our way all the way up onto our knees. If you have cranky knees, which a lot of us do, maybe fold your mat so it's thicker and place the thicker part of the mat underneath the knees. You could use a blanket to bring some more padding under the knee space, or a towel. So just do what is necessary for your body. We're going to come up. As you exhale, we're going to sit back a little bit. As you inhale, rise back up. Exhale and sit. Inhale and rise. We'll bring in the arms on the next inhale. So when we inhale, let's bring the right arm up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, releasing down. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, bringing it down. Inhale, left arm up. And exhale, releasing it down. Now both arms. So inhale and lift. And exhale, releasing down. Inhaling up. And exhale, releasing it down. Couple more. Moving with your breath. Inhale, we rise. And exhale, releasing down. Last time. Inhale, make your way back up on the knees. Hands to neck. Go ahead and tuck your toes in. Engage your core body. On an exhale, let's draw our hips up and back to what we call downward facing dog. Spread out your fingers just like a starfish. Let's root in on the inner part of our hand, the index finger, the thumb. Allow your head and your neck to relax. Maybe bend your legs one at a time. Bring some energy and warmth into the legs. In yoga, we have what we call our dristi, which is our gazing point. So we want to gaze back through our knees or towards the navel. Outward rotate your shoulders so that you feel supported from the shoulder space, and imagine pushing the floor away from you. Couple more breaths here. Exhale, go ahead and look up, bend your knees, and step up towards your hands. Take your time. We're going to root our feet in at about hips distance apart. In yoga, we call this Tadasana. I want you to think about four corners of your feet. So one below the big toe ball mound, and one below the pinky toe ball mound, and then each side of the heel. So this is where we want to root our feet. Think about roots of a tree, kind of grounding you down into the earth, helping you to stay rooted, firm, and balanced. Soften your toes. So maybe lift them up. See how we feel. We can feel those four corners of the feet. Then relax the toes down. Now take an inhale. Lengthen out your spine. Shine your heart and look up. And when you exhale, we're going to come into Uttanasana, forward fold. Leave some give in your knees. It's perfectly fine to bend the knees here. Relax your head and your neck. Maybe move those shoulders around a little bit to loosen up. most important here is the core engagement to protect the spine. So remember, each exhale, draw the navel in and then up. Zone in on your breathing here. Feel it in the body. So as we're inhaling, our legs should start to feel like they're becoming a little bit longer. Okay, the muscles are starting to open in the hamstrings and the calves. When you're exhaling, you should start to feel the spine letting go. Okay, so any junk that's stored up in the spine will start to release out. Couple more breaths here. As you inhale, rise up onto fingers, lengthen through the spine, shine the heart and look up. And exhale, folding, Uttanasana, head and neck relax. Couple breaths. Inhale, lengthen out again. Shine your heart, look up. And fold, exhale. Now on the inhale, get strong in your feet, strong in your legs, and slowly make your way up, one vertebrae at a time. Let your arms reach with you, all the way up. And when we exhale, we'll bring our hands to pray. Take a moment here. Make sure your feet are rooted in, soft toes, unlock your knees. So a lot of people when we stand, if you just take a moment and look at my knee space, a lot of people when we stand, we want to lock the knees. Don't do that. So think of like a micro bend through the knee space. Take your shoulders down and back, shine through your heart. We're gonna inhale, arms up. Now we're gonna halfway fold. Okay, what I want you to concentrate on is keeping your arms in line with your ears. So a lot of people in yoga, when we fold, we lead with our neck and our head, which after time maybe can upset the cervical spine, so the vertebrae in our neck. So go ahead and take your inhale here. Exhale, halfway fold, keeping those arms in line with the ears. We're only going halfway, engage the core body, and inhale up. Exhale, and folding halfway. Inhale and rise. Exhale, halfway fold. Inhale, rising up. One more, halfway fold. And rise with the inhale. Now we're going to exhale all the way down with our fold. Let your arms guide you down. Head and neck relax. Now inhale, lengthen spine out, shine your heart and look up. And let's come back to our hands and our knees. Line up the body. Take an inhale. And exhale to cat. So draw up on the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. And inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, let's sink it back. Child's pose, Balasana. Drawing our hips back, toes are together, knees are out wide. And head and neck relax. Take a moment here, connect back to your practice, the basics, the breath. Notice the mind. How's it doing? Bringing it back to the intention. As you inhale, rising up. Tuck your toes. Core engaged, hips up and back. Downward face. Find the alignment.
alignment here in the posture. Fingers like a starfish, root in on the inner part of the hand, index finger, thumb. Outward rotation of the shoulder, strong and supported. Lengthen your spine out, draw your hips up and back. Think about those sit bones as magnets to the sky. As you exhale, looking up, bend the knees, let's step it forward. Hips distance with the feet, root them in, all four corners. Find the inhale, lengthen, shine your heart and look up. And exhale into full. Inhale, rising up. Use your arms to help you. Arms by the ears, inhale and rise. Exhaling, and bring your hands to prayer. Very good. Inhale, let's lift the arms up. And as you exhale, let's twist open to the left. Let your arms come up to a T, rest your shoulders, maybe look back over those left fingers if it's okay on your neck. And breathe here. Inhale, all the way back up. And exhale, twisting open to right. Arms to a T, soften through your shoulders. Deep breaths. Inhale, rising up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Now let's open up. Prasarita Padottanasana, which is wide-legged stance. We want our feet to be parallel. Generally, the alignment, you bring your arms up to a T, and your fingers would pretty much line up right above your feet, okay? When you're ready here, and you've got your alignment good, bring your hands to your hips. Take those shoulders, peel them down and back, allow your heart to shine. Take an inhale. And when you exhale, we're gonna fold, moving from the hips all the way down. Relax your head, relax your neck. Let your hands come down to the mat. Soften your shoulders up. Breathe. Soften your jaw. On the next inhale, come up onto your fingertips, lengthen through your spine, shine your heart and look up. As you exhale, bring your hands on your hips. Lengthen from the tailbone through the crown, holding here, core engaged. Inhale, rise above. Good. We're going to walk our hands in a little, or our feet in a little bit. Diagonal your feet out slightly. We're going to work into goddess posture. So we're going to bring our arms out to a T and bend at the elbows. Take your index finger and your thumb together, kind of making an okay sign here with the hands. Open up through the heart center and shoulders. Find an inhale. And as you exhale, squat position. So the booty is in and down, okay? Engage the core. See how we feel here. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, bring in balance. Exhale, rise onto your toes. Soft jaw. Mind and root. Exhale, release up. Good. Walk your feet in. Bring them to about hips distance apart. Just working through some simple balance postures. Make sure the mind is set. Okay, a big part with balance is fear, or we automatically think we're gonna fall. So if you think that way, you're gonna fall. So heavily root in through your left foot. Okay, so find those four corners of the feet, relax your toes. As you inhale, let's take our right leg up at a 90-degree bend and the arms come with. We'll stay here. And breathe, shoulders down. Exhale and release. We'll work to the other side. So heavily rooted through the right leg. Inhale, left leg up, 90-degree bend. Reach through the arms towards the sky. Don't hold the breath. Whoop. See, it happens, right? Couple more breaths here. Exhale and release down. Now we're going to go back to the left side. We're going to take this a little bit further. So heavily rooted through the left leg. As you inhale, arms up, right leg comes up at a 90-degree bend, okay? As you exhale, bring your right ankle above your left knee. Take a breath here. And exhale, what we call crooked leg posture. So we're going to sit. Keep your heart up. Maybe bring your hands into prayer here. Breathe into your hips and your low back. This posture is similar to a posture we do in yoga called pigeon, as far as the muscles we're hitting here, helping to work the sciatic nerve. As you inhale, let's lift up. Right leg comes up, 90-degree bend. Exhale, release down. Shake out that left foot if you need. We'll work to the other side. So rooting in the right foot. Soft toes. Inhale, left leg up at a 90-degree bend. Arms reach. See how we feel here. Find the balance. Exhaling, our left ankle above the right knee. Breathe here. And exhale, sit. Shoulders down. Deep breaths. If we fall out of a posture, we come back. Inhale, lift, arms up, left leg lifts. And we exhale and release. Shake it out. We'll meet at the top of our mat. Hips distance with our feet. Tadasana. Shoulders open. Shine through the heart. Inhale, reaching up. On the exhale, halfway fold to arms in line with ears. Inhale and rise. Exhale and halfway fold. Inhale and rise. Couple more, moving with your breath. Exhale all the way down. Head and neck relax. Find the inhale, long spine. Shine the heart and look up. Empty hands, knees. Line the body up. Find an inhale. And exhale to cat. So draw up on the spine, tucking chin. Inhale the neutral spine. And exhale the Balasana, child's pose. Connecting to the basics of the practice, the breathing, Ujjayi Pranayama, and our intention. Inhale and rise. Let's bring our toes in. Exhale our hips up and back, downward facing dog. A few breaths here. Pushing the floor away. You don't want to be heavy in the wrists here.
Long in the spine, hips up and back. We're gonna exhale, bending the knees. Let's come down to the mat. Okay, so we're gonna work our way around to the seat. Bring the legs forward. We're gonna work through Janu Sirsasana. So we're gonna take our right leg in, let the left leg stay extended. We're gonna root in through those sit bones. So find the sit bone space, sit up nice and tall, lengthening from tailbone through our crown. Flex your left foot so your toes are to the sky. Take those shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms lift. And just like we did with our halfway fold in Uttanasana, we're gonna do the same thing here. So we're gonna take our inhale. When you exhale, halfway fold. Let the arms lead you, so keep them in line with the ears. Inhale and rise. Exhale, halfway fold. Inhale and rise. Exhale, halfway fold. And inhale, we rise up. And now, all the way down. Your hands can rest on either side of the leg, or maybe you can reach for the foot. Do whatever feels good for the body. Don't force this. Lead through your heart and breathe. Head and neck can relax here, but we want to keep it in line with the spine. Breathing deep. Remember navel to spine, so drawing in and up with the belly button. Exhale, begin to release. And on an inhale, rising the body. Swap the legs. Reach your sit bones. Flex the foot, so your right foot will be flexed and engaged. Take your shoulders down and back, shine through your heart. As you inhale, reach up. We're gonna exhale, halfway fold. The arms in line with ears. Inhale and rise. And exhale, halfway fold. Inhale, rising up. One more, exhale, halfway fold. And inhale, we rise. Now this time, all the way down. Hands can rest wherever they're comfortable, or maybe we reach for the foot. Shoulders relax, lead through the heart. Find the breath. As you exhale, find the release. We'll inhale, lifting the body. Okay, extend both the legs. And we're gonna come into Baddha Konasana. So take the bases of your feet and bring them together. Now, if you're coming into this and your knees are up here like this, that just means we have a little bit tight hips. So scooch your feet away from the body a little bit more. Don't have them quite so close into the pelvis. Root through your sit bones. Place the hands underneath your feet and spread your toes open. Shoulders peeling down and back. Tuck the chin in just a little bit so that we're not bringing pressure into the neck, and see how this feels. Take a couple of breaths. This might be enough for today. Honor your body and listen to it. Maybe we have some movement
Or we feel like we could stretch a little further here. If that's you, take an inhale. And as you exhale, hinging forward, leading through your heart. Use your elbows to press down on your legs. Head and neck can relax, but try to keep it in line with your spine. Deep breaths. As you exhale, start to find your release and inhale, rising the body up. We'll bring our legs together and then just come onto your back. No fancy way to come onto the back side. Just bring yourself down. Once you're there, let's hug our knees, bringing them back to our chest. Soft through the shoulders, maybe rocking a little here, side to side, front to back. Whatever feels good on your back space. Okay, we're going to bring our legs up off of the mat at a 90-degree bend, okay? So our knees and our ankles will touch. Let your arms come out to a T. The palms can face the sky. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let your legs go to the left and maybe look out to your right. Inhale, find the center. Exhaling, legs go right and we'll look to the left. Inhale, center. One more set here, so exhale, legs left, and we'll look to the right. Inhale to the center. And exhale, legs go right and look to your left. Inhale, up to center. As you exhale, let's let our feet come down to the mat. So the feet are going to be flat on the mat, about hips distance apart. Scoot your feet back just a little bit. Not a lot, but bring them a little closer to the bottom. Bring your arms right by the sides of the body, palms down. We're going to move through some dynamic movements with bridge posture. So what's going to happen here is we're going to inhale. When we do that, the hips are going to rise and the arms are going to reach up above the head. Now you're not going to come as high up as you normally would for a full bridge. As you exhale, everything's going to release down. Inhale, rising, hips and arms above the head. And exhale, releasing. So just go ahead and work through it on your breath. Something to keep in mind here, we want the quads to be engaged, okay? We want our feet to be rooted. Let's make sure when we're lifting on that inhale to not let our knees kind of splay out. We want to keep them in this hips distance space. We'll work through a couple more. Last one. When the hips get all the way down, hugging knees. Couple of breaths. And on your inhale, let's lift legs up. Lift them up towards the sky and flex your heels, or flex your feet. Remember, we started out here in the beginning. Maybe bring your hands underneath your low back.
tuck the chin in a little bit, relieve any pressure on your neck, push through your heels. On your exhale, go ahead and point your toes. Breathe in. And exhale, we're going to release our right leg all the way down. Breathing in. And exhale, left leg's going to come all the way down. Let the hands come out from your low back. We're going to come into our final resting posture. It's called Shavasana. So maybe take your pillow or your bolster. Let's bring it back underneath our knees, resting the body back. Close the eyes. Let the arms rest, palms to the sky. Letting go maybe of the yogic breath, that Ujjayi pranayama. And breathing normal. Allow the tongue to just float in the mouth. Allow the body to surrender. Shavasana is considered probably one of the hardest postures in the practice because of the busy mind. Okay, so it's kind of like as soon as we stop moving the body, the mind automatically wants to start to engage. Okay, and the busy mind thoughts, the mind chatter, the vrittis, is how we refer to the mind chatter in yoga, they start to come in. Making peace with any thoughts that come in, just come back to the present moment. Maybe counting with your breathing here in Shavasana, it can help you tremendously. So as you inhale, you can think of 1. Exhaling 2. Inhaling 3. Exhaling 4. Continue counting up to the number 27. And then restart. slowly. Wiggle out your toes, your fingers. Maybe move your head a little bit side to side. You could circle out your wrists, your ankles. And as you're ready, go ahead and bend the knees. And we'll meet on the right side of the body in the fetal position. And just let the body remain heavy. Take a few deep breaths here. We'll slowly meet up on the seat.
Comfortable seated position, whether it's on your pillow or directly on the mat. Rooting heavily through the sit bones, shoulders, opening up and shining through the heart. Dropping the chin in just slightly. Maybe palms to the sky. Take a moment here and be grateful. Grateful for today. For being able to breathe, to move. Just to be present in this moment. Allow the hands to come to prayer. Let's press our thumbs gently into the chest. Closing out our time for today. And before we do that, honoring divine light. The space within us where God exists amongst us all. Remembering that space, honoring it. No matter who it is that you meet. Remembering always what the divine light does. Connecting, uniting, and making us one together always. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to practice with me today.